So what does heart failure look like? Don't take it pregnant. May cause harm or death to an unborn baby. The most serious side effects are angioedema, kidney problems, or high blood pressure. Hello again, everybody. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And today we're going to focus on how some of the disclaimers that you hear all the time can affect your life in a very negative way. And we're also going to take a positive spin on these issues and show you how to make things, good things, happen in your life. So join Eli and me today as we are ending the year by kind of a review of things that we've talked about, but also looking forward a bit. And join us and eavesdrop as we move forward on ending some of these myths. All right, let's start with the one I first was talking about on the opening. What does heart failure look like? Now, I'm not talking about actual heart failure. What I'm talking about is a person's motivation, a person's ability to move forward. All right? Don't take if pregnant. Now, I'm not talking about being pregnant with a baby. I'm talking about being pregnant with an idea. What are some of the things that can hurt you? Well, it may cause harm or death to an unborn baby. If you listen to all of the pundits out there that are preaching, and I'm talking the 95% crowd pundits that are preaching about, oh, if you do this, that might happen, or so on and so forth. You don't want to take a chance, you don't want to take a risk. Well, when you listen to those people, that can cause the death of your unborn baby idea, the pregnancy that you have in your mind, in your heart, in your gut. And so you need to be very careful about who it is that you listen to. The serious side effects are angioedema, kidney problems, or high blood pressure. Okay, well, angioedema is an effect of the heart. It can cause you to lose heart, to lose faith, to lose motivation, to lose the momentum that you may build up if you have enough people telling you, oh, you can't do that, that'll never happen. All right, have some strength, have some courage, have some guts. Move forward. Move forward. All right, kidney problems. Well, that means that what you're going to get out of your, you have problems getting it out of your system. Come on. People that achieve great things, they see it, they feel it, they smell it, they taste it. It's in their system. They don't have kidney problems. And then, of course, there's high blood pressure. It may cause stress. It may cause your blood pressure to go up a little bit. Well, a diamond is created under tremendous pressure. People that look at, you have to understand that stress, leadership, is a privilege. It's a privilege. If you live your life, real nice and easy your whole life, what are you accomplishing? Don't you want something to get your blood boiling? Don't you want something to motivate you? Don't you feel your very best when you've accomplished something that you said to yourself, boy, that was a difficult thing to overcome? That's what we're talking about. So this is one of the disclaimers, and this is one obviously for some heart medication, all right? But it really does come to the point about heart medication. All right, our next one. And these are all disclaimers that I saw when I looked at a website. There were like close to 700 of them, and I'm going over a few of them today. Do you ever get stopped by the police, and then they're handing you the ticket, and the officer says, okay, I need you to sign here. Sign here without admitting guilt. Do you live your life like that? Is anything ever, it's, no, that's not my fault. I'm not admitting any guilt on that. You've got to stand up and recognize that the results you're getting are caused by you, either positively or negatively. You can't continuously point a finger. That's what little kids do. Eli, when you were younger, all the time, it's like, oh, well, he did that, or that was your fault because you made me do this, or you know what? Sometimes you got to grow up, and some people never do. So, sign here without admitting guilt, we need to get rid of that one. Some assembly required. Okay, here's one of my favorites. You know that when you receive transmissions from the infinite mind, they don't always come to us fully formed. You send out the vibe, you have some intensity. You send that vibe out so that the infinite mind can differentiate that one thought, that singleness of purpose that you have from the other 60,000 or so different thoughts you have every day. That's key. Then you have to let it go. You have to let the infinite mind do its part, its work. And what the infinite mind will do is will come back to you with a transmission or create some sort of a circumstance to help you. And the best way to receive these, as we've gone over ad nauseum, is when you are in a relaxed state. How many times have you been brushing your teeth or tying your shoes or putting on your socks or taking a shower when all of a sudden something that you were thinking about, the answer comes into your mind? That's a transmission. These transmissions come to you best when you're in a relaxed state. But here's the point that we're trying to make. When you have a real heavy project that you're focusing on, that big singleness of purpose, you will get transmissions from the infinite mind, but they don't usually come whole. They usually come in bits and pieces, and you have to recognize this and store those bits and pieces. So some assembly will be required to put the puzzle pieces together so that you can achieve what it is you want to achieve. Some material contained herein not suitable for Republicans. No, I could have used Democrats, I could have used anybody, all right? But my point is that in today's times, too often, especially politicians and especially right now in this age of impeachment, people are looking out for the benefit of their party and they're not looking out for the benefit of their constituency, of the people they serve. Don't people do that in business also? Don't sometimes the leaders, the managers of a business, the directors of a business, they look out for what's best for them instead of continually focusing on what it is they're in business to do, which is to serve the people that they're leading, to serve the people that are their customers, all right? So what you have to do is you have to, as a leader, as a person, you have to continually remember why you're there. You're there to serve. You're there to serve the people that you're developing. You're there to serve your customers. Some materials may irritate sensitive skin. You know, I went over this before, but it's worth going over again. People today are just so politically conscious, politically incorrect about this or that or whatever. You know, stop. You know, if somebody my age calls somebody a girl instead of a woman, take it easy, all right? You know, it's like there are some people that dedicate their lives to trying to find political incorrectness so that they can make an issue out of it. Can we stop doing that? You know, no, I realize there are some things that, you know, the line has to be drawn. But so many people, because people are looking for excuses, they're looking for disclaimers, all right? I can't do this because he feels that way, or, all right? Let's focus on big things. Let's focus on big things. Let's put up a small suit of armor and let the little things bounce off us. Some rectal discharge may occur. You know, a lot of times people are talking, and then you have some people that just start talking out of their backside, all right? Put up the filter. Put up the filter. Don't swallow everything that comes your way. Think about what people are saying. You know, a couple of videos ago, I was talking about one of the really most famous pundits that we have. This guy's been on The Secret, and he's recognized as being one of the leaders, but one of the things he said was just absolute baloney, you know. Why? Because I thought about it. I saw what he was trying, the point he was trying to make, and it was just wrong. And I pointed it out. You have to take a look at what people say, and myself included, all right, and make your own judgment and figure about what's right and what's not right, and don't just swallow everything that is shoveled you're away. Some settling may occur during shipping. A lot of times people will say something and then they don't follow up. How many times have I been to a meeting where the leader says, oh, we're going to do this, this is what our policy is going to be, and then there's no follow-up. You've got to have follow-up. If you don't have follow-up, the point you're trying to make gets settled during shipping. You can't have that lull. You've got to have an immediate follow-up if you want your point to move forward, if you want your point to take effect. Otherwise, all you're doing is talking. And what happens is everything gets watered down. The longer you wait, the more watered down the policy change you're trying to make becomes. Supervise children as necessary until capable of using without supervision. This applies, of course, to children, but it also applies to you as a leader. Now, sometimes when you're building your office or your organization or whatever it is you're building, your structure, you don't have people to put in the right boxes. You know, you see, I need somebody for this, I need somebody for that, I need somebody for this. You know, you might have sales, you might have the paperwork, you might have development. All right, so you have different functions that need to be performed. But especially initially in the beginning, when you don't have those people that are ready to roll, I mean, if you have somebody ready to roll, insert them in the box and expect, tell them what you want, inspect what they're doing, so on and so forth, and make sure they get the job done. But sometimes you don't have that person to insert in that box. And the big mistake, one of the biggest mistakes that people make, is they try and do everything themselves without developing somebody. Here's what you have to do. You have to insert a smiling face. You take a look around, you take a look at the candidates that you have, and you say, all right, this person's the best one I have. And you insert them in the box. Now, sometimes you have to jump in the box with them, like you would with a child. You have to make sure that they're performing correctly. But you want to, loosen the reins, loosen the reins, loosen the reins. All right, one of the things that I suggested is, of course, that you use the PESOS system, which is prepare, educate, show, observe, supervise. All right, you can check that out on one of my videos. But one of the things you have to do is you have to get in the box with them and watch what they do, observe what they do. When you're satisfied, when they're capable of doing it, up to 80% of what you're able to do, then you can let the reins go. Then you continuously observe what they're doing. If you're getting the results you want, bingo, you're a winner. If you're not getting the results you want, jump back into the box, observe what they're doing, and make the corrections. Terms are subject to change without notice. Sometimes in life, events occur where you got to make a change. And one of the business that developed me as far as being a salesperson, a manager, a sales trainer, a divisional vice president, there was a revolution, not a revolution, but there was a steady change in this country where, at the time that I was active in it as a salesperson, you could knock on a door and there was a good chance you would get into the house. Today, try knocking on a door and see if you get into a house. People don't even want to answer their doors anymore. All right, there's a whole different mindset out there, and mindsets change. And you as a business person have to be cognizant of not only mindset changes, but technology changes. And, and that's one of the most difficult things, especially for people that are, like myself, more seasoned, to understand that a mindset of somebody younger has changed. I went yesterday to a place because I wanted to watch a particular ball game that I couldn't get on my TV. So I went to this place to watch it. And when I walked in, people say, may I help you? And I was thinking to myself, my God, these people are like 12 or 13 years old. I know that they weren't, all right? But I mean, just to me, that's the way they looked. So the mindsets of different generations, Generation Y, millennials, baby boomers, are completely different. So it's a really good idea to have those kind of people in your orbit to continuously hear what that generation is thinking, because you serve all generations as a leader, as a business owner. It's important to understand what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what their objectives are. So you've got to keep an open mind. Test regularly. If you have to continually measure your results. If you're not continually measuring your results, you're not doing it right. It's the same thing as like having a ship without a rudder, or without navigating. How do you know where you are? It's like a spaceship going to the moon. You have to continually test where you are to see where you are in relation to your objective. And if you don't continuously do that, you're going to find yourself all of a sudden the water is going to be up to here before and the end will come. All right, it'll just be a disaster. So you must continually measure your results. The last one I'm going to save, this one I'm going to save for the end. All right, the slight variations in color and texture enhance its individual character and beauty, and in no way ought to be considered flaws or defects. You know, people will try and sell you a bill of goods. You know, when you see something and you say, that's not right, they go, oh yeah, it is. Let me show you how. See, we do this to enhance that, we do this to... Make sure that you look at things carefully, and because a lot of people out there are willing to accept mediocre results. And you as the consumer, or you as the boss in the workplace, you cannot accept mediocre results. A flaw is a flaw is a flaw. Discoloring is discoloring is discoloring. When you see, and they leave clues, but people will sit there and tell you, oh no, that's the way, that's the right way, that's the way it's supposed to happen. You know, sometimes maybe it is. Most of the time it isn't. And most of the time is because you got to remember that we're divided 95% unsuccessful, 5% successful. The 95% crowd accepts less than excellence. Be aware of that fact. These documents do not reflect the thoughts or opinions of either myself, my company, my friends, or my rabbit. All right, that's an actual disclaimer. And once again, it just illustrates how people constantly want to, that's not my fault, you know, and people take and I see this in the workplace all the time, instead of making an effort to try and do something right, it's so much easier to say, we don't do that. That's not my job. That's not something I do. Take a step out there. Step up to the plate. Grab a bat. Hit the ball. You know, too many people don't even want to get into the on-deck circle. That's one of the things that separates the 5%er from the 95%er, is your willingness to go out and do something extra to get the job done. People are so much more comfortable. Oh, I'm not doing that. Step up. Step up. It makes a difference. This end up. All right, this is one of my favorites also. You know, people look at things, they have one viewpoint, they see things only one way. This end is up. Sometimes you got to look like this, or you got to look like that in order to get your situation solved, in order to get the issue to move forward. What I'm saying here is, don't always look at things from a single perspective, a single paradigm, a single angle. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Put yourself in the shoes of the man or woman that owns the business, or the consumer, or the public, or the government. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes See things from their angle. A lot of times that will help you solve your problem, your unsolved opportunity. Don't think of things as problems. Remember, they're unsolved opportunities. And when you look at things from a different angle, then you find that you will have more solutions. And our thought for the day is, this was a paid political announcement. I'm Eli's dad, and I approved this video. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's remember to get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.